I'm Michael.
And this is Uplift Stitches. This is a place where Michael and I share our love of cross-stitching and board games.
Yeah, and if you're new here, we just wanted to thank you for joining us. And if you're returning, welcome back. We're glad to have you as a part of our community.
Yeah.
And what do we have on?
Well, today is Sunday, March.
No, not far. Not February.
It's March now.
It is March 3rd.
It's Sunday, March 3rd, 2024.
Yeah, so...
and this is episode number 7.
7, wow.
Yeah.
Over half a year.
Yeah, we had a big bump in our subscribers over the last month. So if you're new to our little community, thank you so much. We're so glad that you're here. If this is your first time watching us,
and if you've
hello and welcome.
If you've been here before with us on this journey, we welcome you back and are grateful to have you as a part of our community.
Yeah.
So hope you have fun stitching, or grab yourself a tea and drink whatever you drink, and enjoy sharing with us our update and our journey on stitching this month.
Yeah, so usually we begin with a little bit of a life update, and then we go into the cross-stitching, and then at the very end we do board games. If you look below, you should see chapters, so you can skip things that you don't want to see, and enjoy spending your time with us.
Yes, we hope you do. So, I guess life updates first.
Yeah.
So what happened over this last month?
I feel like we were busy, but also not busy.
We were busy, but not busy, yes. I mean... we do have a birthday coming up. That's probably the more recent thing. That's tomorrow. Melanie's birthday is tomorrow, so...
which I'm not sure when this will be uploaded, so...
so it may be today.
Maybe today, maybe yesterday. Who knows?
But yeah, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to celebrate. I made her a cake this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I decorated it. I baked it last night, so cool. So, but other than that, I mean, we had a game day with our friends.
We did have a game day with our friends.
And...
we got together with my parents.
We got together with your parents and my mom. Yeah, I mean, nothing really super exciting. We were busy.
You worked.
We worked. We had a big snowstorm.
We did.
Which was the first decent one of the season. I was so excited to see it. We have pictures and maybe a short video.
Yeah, Michael took a little video off of our back deck. I think I'll insert that here.
Yeah, so it was exciting. I just I don't feel good about winter unless I get at least a decent snow.
Yeah, and thankfully we got one.
Yeah, we had so many times they said there was going to be big snow and there was nothing, and it was disappointing. So
and now it's like fully springtime.
Now it's like fully spring. We had it was really only lasted like 3 days and then melted after that.
Yeah,
but it was nice to have. So that was really the big event for us. I mean, we had normal events, but yeah. I guess on to cross stitch.
Yeah.
So I don't think either of us have any fully finished objects.
No, although I was thinking after we started filming that I do. I guess what I would say as my fully finished object is that I put together a Lego set, which you can't see above Michael here. It's the Lego succulents. I'll insert a picture so you can see it up close.
Yeah, that was a Christmas gift, right?
It was a Christmas gift, and so I put that together at some point this month.
Yeah, I have sets I haven't put together yet, but I'll get to them at some point.
So it's not, I mean, it's sort of a fully finished object. But
it is, but it's not
cross-stitch
related. But you do have some finishes.
I do. I have 3 finishes, I think.
Yeah, I don't have any finishes, so I'll let you go ahead and talk about
All right, I'll share my finishes. The first finish that I had was one of my snow friends, A Winter's Day Visit by Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread. This was one of my 12 Days of Snow Friends starts. And here's my finish.
Yeah, it turned out great.
Yeah, I'm so happy with it. I did make a few changes. So Brenda designed this to be like a little stocking. So I just kind of rounded out this where the toe would have been at the same rate that I did, or that was called for in the heel, so that I could give him a little rounded bottom. And then I also changed, the scarf was one of those 200 something DMCs, and I changed it to a blue.
Yeah, she wasn't feeling the red.
That's not my favorite. But this was awesome comfort stitching this month. I did kind of all of the wreath and all of that, and then I just filled in whenever I needed to just fill in.
Yeah.
This is stitched on a 32 count Cobblestone by Zweigart, and I stitched with 1 strand of floss over 2.
Yeah, it turned out great. I'm happy with that one.
Yes, and then I had another finish, a start and finish. My next 2 are start and finish.
Wow.
I know. So this first one is Eliza's French Birds by JBW Designs. This was my hashtag Pink February stitching piece because I was stitching birds all February. If you didn't watch our last video, everything that I stitched. Oh, you know what?
No, I don't.
I just realized I forgot. Oh no, it's here. Okay. Panic, but not.
Crisis averted.
We're fine. Everything's fine. Yes, Eliza's French Birds. Yes. And here's my finish. So I stitched this with Judy's recommended DMC threads on a 36 count cookie dough by Needle Bling Designs. And I stitched this 1/2. And it's just beautiful. This went so much faster than I thought it was going to. My goal was to just do one of the birds, and
you did do one of the birds.
I just kept going.
You did do one of the birds.
So I did decide to leave off, this was based on an antique sampler. I left off Eliza's name and date and just left nothing in that space down there. And I like it. I like how it looks.
Yeah.
Then my third finish, start and finish, is the next one in the For the Birds series by Blackbird Designs. This is Pleasure of the Fleeting Year. I am stitching all 9 of this series on 1 piece of fabric all together, and I only have 1 more left to do.
I know.
And then it'll be finished.
Then you can fully finish it.
Oh no. And
it's looking great.
This is how it looks now. Wow. It's just, I love it.
It's stunning.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh. Thanks. So let me show a little bit closer the particular block that I worked on. I am stitching all of these with the recommended DMC threads. I did make a few changes in this one. The house and the snow were charted in the same color, and I did different colors because I wanted the snow to be a little bit brighter. And then I did lighten up the gray that was in the windows. It just looked like a cold, dark, sad house. So I just lightened up the gray a tiny bit. Yeah, but I love it. It's so beautiful. I am stitching this on 40 count Oaken by Picture This Plus. As I said, with the DMC threads, 1/2. And I think this will be finished this summer. I know. It's hard to believe. I started this in 2021.
2021, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that your oldest whip? Or?
Yeah, it is.
Wow. So that is all of your finishes?
Those were my finishes.
Okay. I guess we move on to whips. Or do we want to do start twin?
I mixed mine in.
Mix yours? Okay. So I guess we can do whips then.
Things we're working on.
Things we're working on. So do you want me to start or do you want to start?
Yeah, you can start.
I can start? Okay. So this one is I think this is my oldest whip, maybe?
Yeah,
I think so. Out of the ones I have.
Yeah.
This one is the Fantasy Winter Castle. I did this on 20 count denim by My Vintage Needlework.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm stitching it 1/1. So, and there has been no...
We took a picture of where it was at the end of our video.
Which we'll insert.
Yeah, which we'll insert here so you can see the progress that Michael made.
But I did a lot of the work on the mountains this time. So It's filling in really nicely. I'm pretty pleased. I didn't make any substitutions with this one because it's mostly confetti stitching. I mean, I know the colors look pretty similar, but there's pretty much confetti throughout most of it. So I almost have the mountain finish. I'm looking forward to finishing that so that I can get I think the lower part there in the corner that I haven't done is actually the castle. So that'll be fun to actually get into. But so this one's going pretty well. I'm pretty pleased with the progress on that one.
You should be.
Do you want to do one?
Yeah, we can go back and forth. So one I had shown that I had started last time was the Snowman Sentinel Welcome by Stony Creek Collection. This was one I had started in my Snow Friend stitching last year. Yeah, super cute. So my goal was to finish the birdhouse, and that is what I did. And then I think I took a little bit of white and started filling in that a little bit more. Yeah, but this is so cute. I'm using the called for DMC threads. And this is a 36 count Pampas Grass by Color and Cotton. And I'm stitching 1/2.
Yeah, it's looking great.
It's so cute.
So my next whip, this one, it actually replaced one of the ones I had planned. I'd planned on doing Autumn in the Valley, which is a Stardew Valley one. There's a Sal that Hillary on Subpar told me about for Stardew, and of course I had to do it.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it last time. And then someone commented in the Facebook group that they found out about the Sal through us. So
yeah, so I'm excited. That's fun.
We hope that whoever you are, you're enjoying stitching it.
Yeah, I've been enjoying stitching a lot, so it's making pretty decent progress. I almost had 2 page finishes. I just have a little bit of green over here, and then I have fill in for the dirt color. But
there are a lot of spaces on here that are going to be kind of filled in later.
Yeah, there's I think every other week is when their schedule for dropping each of the different chapter things in there, and there's 2 out so far, so I'm a little behind. Oh. But it's not a big deal. I'm not really that. I mean,
you stitched a lot. I mean, you did that whole house, I think, this month.
Yeah, so I'll probably catch up at some point, I'm sure. So I'm really enjoying this one. I am going to make a few substitutions here, which I'll talk a little bit about some of those, but I'm changing some of the edge for at 12. DMC at 12 has like a little sparkle for like the windows, and there's some water areas that I haven't got to. The water areas are down below further, but I think that'll look really nice on there. So I'm really pretty happy with this one. It's turning out really great. It's inspired me to play the game again, which the major updates coming out this month for PC and then later for console. So if you're into that game, I'm sure you already know that. So that is my Stardew Valley Sal.
Cool.
I'm sorry, I forgot to mention what I'm stitching it on.
Oh yeah.
This one is on 18 count Rustica Oatmeal by Zweigart, and for this project they recommended not going below smaller than 18 count, so 20 count, because you lose the detail, they said, which I could see. So that's it for this one. I stitched it 1/1, which is my preferred method. I like 1/1 a lot. So what's your next?
So my next one was my hashtag Year of the Dragon Sal piece. It was started by the Huga Stitcher, Samantha, and Erica at Fibers and Floss, Canada. And they're good friends, and they said, hey, let's stitch dragons because it's the Year of the Dragon.
Why not?
So I joined in that, and I started this piece on the Lunar New Year day. And that is Garden Magic by Flossie Fox Shop, which is so cute.
Yeah, this is super cute.
Yeah.
And it's not your typical style, but
it's adorable.
It's so cute.
So this was as far as I got this month.
It's looking good. It's really looking good.
Yeah. I've had a hard time getting the color to come across, but I think it's pretty close. The purple.
Yeah.
This is 36 count Periwinkle by Color and Cotton. And I'm stitching this with the called for DMC threads 1/2. It's just so vibrant and springy.
Yeah.
I love it. And again, this one went way faster than I thought it was going to. I was just going to try to do the 2 large trees and the dragon, and then I just kept going. So I almost have a page finish on this. And I think this is going to be my Motif a Week project in March. So You should see this again.
So on my next whip, this is my Hobbit Sal, which I know you've seen, and if you watched or that's from last time, you know that I had a big flub on this one, and I had to start.
We moved on from that.
I moved on from that. I've actually gotten way past that now. So this one is turning out really nice.
Yeah, I think we have a picture of where it was before.
I think we took a picture where it was before. So I've got the whole bottom frame finished. I've just started with the chimney, which is that little confetti on the, I guess it's the right side.
Closer so they can see.
Yeah. So it's coming together really nicely. I did make a small change. That little tree and in the green area, I actually made it. I wanted to make it fall because the other trees fall, and it made no sense to make it green for me. And I've seen other people do it, like make it into an apple tree and stuff. So I thought I would just kind of make him in the same family as the big oak tree. So it's like his little baby brother. So I'm looking forward to actually getting into the customization in the middle there, which will be my Hobbit house. Before I get to the drops, actually, right now are going below that, so they'll be below. And there's the second one just got released tomorrow, so they're doing once a month. So I should be caught up with this one soon. And this one is on 20 count rustic oatmeal by Zweigart, and I'm just doing it 1/1. So that was the only substitution. I do intend to make some substitutions with some of the other colors. I'm hoping to do some glow in the dark floss in at least one areas that make sense. It should be fun. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So your next.
My next one is Winter Quakers by Rosewood Manor. This has been my Motif a Week project. I kind of got behind. There were 2 weeks that I didn't do motifs. So then the last 2 weeks I played catch up and I did 2 each. I think one, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm distracted.
It's okay.
So here is what it is.
Yeah, it's looking great.
Yeah. I am stitching this on 28 count dwarf by Picture This Plus. And I am using all different colors, not called for. I'm using, I think, Classic Colorworks. I just bought a bunch of different blues, purples, grays, and I've been using those. Yeah, so the motifs I did this month were all over here. So I did these 2 the first week, and then this and the 2 birds the second week. So not as far as I wanted to get, but it's okay. I did a lot of stitching this month.
Yeah, I mean, you're enjoying the journey. That's what
I am, yeah. So this will be put away for a little while, but...
Yeah, it's more spring now. I mean, I probably won't start my spring stuff until the official start of spring. That's how I'm trying to do it this year, is going by the lunar calendar. So
yeah,
but
so I'm enjoying it.
It's felt like spring for the last almost 3 weeks.
Yeah, except for the snow.
Except for the one snow day time we had, which was like 3 days. The rest of it's been warm. So, so my next whip is actually a new start for me, which was not a planned one. This was I decided to do her leap day.
Yeah,
that she
I
also
had mentioned
did.
that I was going to do a leap day start, and he said,
And I decided to combine it with the Year of the Dragon, Sal, hashtag Year of the Dragon. So I found one that combined my love of video games with dragons. So some of you who play Pokemon will know this is Charizard. This is the pattern I'm doing. I think it's gonna look really nice. I picked out. I bought some fabrics a while back from, and was that the fair last week?
Yeah, Galleria.
At the Galleria, and this one was a Live and Die LA one called Smack the Jellyfish. This is a 20 count Aida, and I'll go ahead and show the fabric because it's just really beautiful fabric. I wasn't sure what I would buy it, put on it, because it's it has to have the right project. But I think I found one that works really well. That's one worked really well on it. So I just thought I would show that. I think you're going to do something on this at some point, maybe.
Yeah, I have ideas.
So I didn't get too far on this one, but I got his little tail flame, at least partly, most of the way stitched, and then started the outline of the wings. That's what those are. But I think it's going to really pop with the orange and that on this, on this fabric.
Yeah, it's really going to stand out.
It's going to look real nice. So I'm pretty pleased. Like I said, it's not a really big start. But
it's not a big project, though.
It's not a big project.
I mean, you've got a lot of stitches.
Yeah, so I'm really happy, and I'm enjoying this one. So that was my new start that was kind of unplanned, and I think it's kind of taking the place of some of the other ones I had planned. Like the Winter Oak may get pushed off till next winter, which is fine. I'm not really worried about it. But.
Yeah.
So I think that was all my webs. So
all right, I still have a few more.
You still have a few more.
Yeah, so the next one that I've been working on is the Gilmoreisms Stitch Along by Forbidden Fiber Co. I'll insert a picture of what it looks like now because I was focused on finishing the borders this month, and that is what I did.
She did a great job.
And I finally caught up.
She is caught up.
So this month I can just spend time filling in all of the blocks with all of the fun little Gilmore Girls references.
Yeah.
This is being stitched on a 32 count Casablanca by Forbidden Fiber Co. And I'm using the floss. I bought the kit, so it came with specialty flosses that they had dyed, and that is what I'm using. But yeah, I was so excited to put in those final stitches. I was getting a little bit nervous toward the end because this is all I have left. I had 2 skeins. They gave me 2 full skeins of this color, dark roast, for the border, and I just have a tiny bit left.
Hey, that's all you needed.
Yeah. So there we go. I'm ready for the fun part.
Yeah. And I'm sure we'll be inspired to watch it at some point.
Yeah. I did watch 2 of the Year in a Life episodes with my mom.
Yeah.
Last week.
Last week.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. It's a good show.
My next one was my Leap Day start, which was Bluebirds of Happiness by JBW Designs, which is just beautiful. I saw that Judy, I watched her market release video. She's got one that's cardinals. That's in a similar style. But I feel about bluebirds the way that a lot of people feel about cardinals, where they kind of remind me of loved ones who passed away. And I did some stitching.
Yeah, she did nice.
Yeah, I'm using the Called For threads. And this is... I didn't write it down. Oh, it's a Color and Cotton limited edition. It didn't have a name. Yeah, I must have bought it at the store at some point.
You made pretty good progress on this one.
I did. I was kind of surprised because Thursday, Leap Day, all I got was this. I had a migraine in the evening, so I didn't end up doing much stitching after I was starting to feel better. But yeah, the last couple days I've really gotten pretty far on this. So I'll stitch on this a little bit more today, and then tomorrow I'll have my birthday start.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think, did I say I'm stitching with the Called For threads? And this is a 32 count by Color and Cotton. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Is that it?
That's it. That's all that I've been working on.
That's all that we've been working on. I actually had almost finished you.
Yeah.
That doesn't have. I didn't. There's a few I didn't stitch on, so I didn't show them. But all right. I guess purchases.
Yeah. Next, we'll talk about purchases.
Yeah, we had a few purchases.
We did have a few purchases. We put in a floss.
Put in a floss order. I needed a few.
Because we needed some étoile, and our Joann's doesn't carry it. And I went to Michael's, and they had 2 skeins that looked like they had seen some things.
Oh, well, yeah, they don't want to get those.
No. So I ended up ordering some online. So I needed a few for Miriam's Assad the Lost piece. And
yeah,
Michael,
I got a few.
We got a few blues because, like he said, he kind of wants to experiment on the Stardew Valley piece with the water.
I'm going to experiment with the water. I might actually use a little bit on the Hobbit as well. With the windows, kind of give them a little sparkle.
Yeah, he had that idea, so we ordered that so that he could do that. And then also, well, you got some.
I got a few DMCs.
Yeah, and I did too.
This is for the dragon,
for
Charizard project. Yeah. So. Mostly the oranges I didn't have.
Yeah, and then as long as I was ordering floss, I ordered the pearl cottons that I'm going to need to do the Prairie School Santas. I want to do those on a 7 count fabric, and bonus hair. So I ordered the number 3 pearl cottons to try. I've never stitched with it before, but I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be a fun project.
I think so.
Yeah, so I ordered that. So that's all ready for me. And then I did place a market pre-order. I ordered 2 patterns. One of them is going to be a secret surprise for Michael that I'm going to stitch for him. Then the other one is I bought 3, 2, 4 by Works by ABC because I saw some people are going to be starting that on March 24th. It's the one that has 324 colors.
Oh.
It's going to be awesome. I'm going to start with the colors that I have and then kind of go from there.
You can borrow mine too if you need them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so I did pre-order those things. And then while I ordered those, I did my pre-order through Jessie at Mislaid Pages because I had seen that it was going to be their first time at market, and I wanted to support that. So I saw that in their shop, they also had the Garden of Zig, which is a stitch along that the Hathaway stitchers are going to be doing. So I kind of added that onto the order, so I can have that and start that in April.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you ordered some of those things.
I did.
That's okay.
And then I purchased a magazine. This is the JustCrossStitch Spring 2024. And I purchased this because
it's got a project.
I should have put a
little bookmark on it.
Yeah.
There. Oh yeah, that definitely is you.
Yeah. Project. So this is Hummingbird Garden by Carolyn Manning Designs. Oh, that is so beautiful. So this is a pattern that is going to be released throughout this year. I think this is kind of a quarterly magazine. So the first magazine has these 3, and then I'll get the next 2 magazines. I think this is going to be my birthday start next year.
Wow, exciting.
Yeah. It calls for Sullivan's flosses, which I don't think I'm going to get. So I am probably just going to look through my DMC and pick colors that are close, or maybe even over-dyed. I'm not sure. But I wanted to make sure I bought it before it was off the stands so that I could have that. There's a couple other really cute patterns in here that I may stitch, but I'm definitely going to do that one. So thank you to whoever showed that on their Flosstube. I know it was one of the Sarahs, but I can't remember which Sarah.
All right. Any other purchases?
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of purchases myself.
You purchased Charizard?
I did purchase Charizard, so that's a new purchase technically.
Yeah.
So that was on Etsy shop. I think Bixo Stitch.
Yeah.
Was the shop if you're interested in it. But there's a few other ones out there, but I thought this one was fun. There's some with three different evolutions of them, but I just wanted the actual adult dragon. All right. Any stitching kindness this week?
We didn't get any stitching kindness, but we did have 3 really lovely shout outs. So we want to thank those people. So I'm just going to give them in the order that we received them. The first one was our friend Jill at See Jill Stitch. Yeah. Jill always leaves just the sweetest comments on our videos. Thank you so much, Jill. Jill complimented me on my For the Birds series, and she is inspired. She's going to start stitching on it. So I think she said that she had a few of the patterns already, and she went and bought the rest, and her fabric and her thread, and she's ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yeah, so it's exciting.
Almost like a salve.
Well,
not quite.
I mean, I'm close to a finish, and she's close to a start. So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But she's working on a lot of really beautiful projects. A few long dogs. She likes geometric designs. She's got a lot of really beautiful things. So go and check out Jill's channel. I'll have all of these linked below. The next person who gave us a really wonderful shout out was our friend Laura at Stitching by the Shore. Laura puts out weekly videos, and she's a wonderful to watch. She's so sweet. She complimented me on my fabric choices, and I just echo that back to you, Laura. She gives such thought and care into choosing her fabrics, and yeah, I think that really beautiful things happen when we kind of pair together patterns that we love with fabrics that bring us joy. It's good to use what's called for sometimes, but I think you gotta do what brings you joy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we've been kind of catching up on a few of Laura's latest videos, and she's working on a lot of really beautiful projects too.
Yeah, she does.
She's doing a super geometric dragon for the Year of the Dragon sale, and yeah, she makes a lot of progress each week. So go check her out.
Yeah, definitely check her out.
Another person who gave us a really lovely shout out was Sarah over at Sarah's Stitches. Sarah is she recently finished a daisy piece that is really beautiful in honor of her mom, who was an artist who had done daisy painting, and it just really struck a chord with my heart to see the beautiful things that she's making and creating. Also, she had mentioned that she No, she showed that she had just started the Dimensions Star Wars piece, which you had done.
Which I had finished, yeah.
Did you finish it last year?
It was last year I finished it.
Yeah.
I haven't fully finished it yet, but I did finish it.
We'll insert a picture of Michael's finish of it so you can see it, Sarah.
I really enjoyed that one. That was I will say, Sarah, if you're watching, that the French knots, I had problems with the areas that didn't have stitching on them and getting the French knots, so I actually just substituted beading because they just kept pulling through because there was no, it's a larger count.
Yeah.
And so just getting the French knots to work properly, I couldn't. I struggled too much. I thought, okay, I'm just putting beads.
Yeah.
So you might keep that in mind when you're stitching on that. So.
Yeah. But she also has a lot of really beautiful projects, so go check out.
Yeah. That was a. It
meant so much to us. And I know that that's what contributed. We had a large influx of new subscribers this month.
We did, which is always exciting. I mean, we made over 700. We're over 700 now.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I always love to have new people join our community. It's a lot of fun. So
we appreciate it so much.
Yeah. I don't think I saw any other shout outs. We don't always get notifications when they tag
No, but those
us,
ones we did.
But those we did.
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, so thank you very much. Is there anybody you wanted to shout out yourself, or?
Yeah, I would love to. I know I just mentioned them a few minutes ago in my purchases, but Amity and Aaron over at Hathaway Stitchers, we really love their videos.
Oh yeah, they were a lot of fun.
We just watched their newest one last night. It's sisters.
So two sisters
who stitch together.
One is relatively a new stitcher. One's been stitching for a little while.
Yes, I think they both learned like a really long time ago, and they both kind of come back to cross stitch over the last several years. But their stitching is beautiful. The one that we watched last night, they just uploaded a finish parade, and some of their finishes are really stunning. And
they're doing a fun idea that I at some point I might do something like that with you, where they're stitching the same project, but they're choosing different colors without telling the other person.
Yeah, that's the pattern that I purchased.
That's the pattern you purchased? Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're doing the Garden of Zig by Ink Circles, and it's basically a secret stitch along. So you're not supposed to show pictures of what you're doing, and you can't choose any of the colors that are called for.
Yeah. So when you're done, then you show each other.
Yeah. So the sale technically began on March 1st. I'm going to be starting it in April because I have a lot of plans for March already. But they're going to do a big reveal on May 31st. So you have between now and May 31st to start and finish that project.
Yeah, I don't know that I have room for another sale. I have 2 sales going, so I don't know that I have room for it. Let's say at some point.
Well, my plan is to work on it in April, so
I might do something like that at some point, but I don't have room right now.
Yeah,
I don't. I used to be a monogamous stitcher, and I've expanded to like 5 or 6 projects, which I think is where my comfort zone is.
Yeah,
I don't really want that many whips. So I'll get into it at some point, though.
Yeah, well, their channel is great. They have a great relationship, you can tell. We love their sense of humor.
Yeah,
and their stitching is just beautiful, so please go check them out.
Yeah, definitely check them out.
Yeah.
Who else new do we watch? Did we watch new this time?
Someone who is very new who I watched, I found the videos this week, was Michael.
Not me.
Not you, a different Michael. The channel was davis.quilting.stitching, and Michael is relatively new to cross stitch and new to quilting, and it's like prolific what Michael is doing. The recent finishes I think there's 3 videos. The most recent video, they had finished Christmas Garden by Blackbird Designs and the Beatrix Potter Quaker. If you love Carol, the Saltbox Stitcher, Michael is working on a lot of projects that she has worked on or is working on, and he has big plans for the year ahead. So if you're drawn to those types of samplers, GDR and Scarlet House and Hands Across the Sea, go check out Michael's videos. There weren't a lot of views yet. There weren't a lot of subscribers, but I was just blown away by the quality and the quantity of stitching that's happening over there.
I don't think I actually got to see them. I'll have to check them out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so any plans we want to talk about?
I got a bunch of plans.
Wow. She's got a bunch of
Once
plans.
Again, second month in a row, I'm loaded with plans.
I think I went through a lot of my plans there. Really, I don't think I have a whole lot.
You're just going to continue on what you're
I'm going to continue on mostly what I'm doing. I do have, I guess I do have a new plan that is inspired partly by Chris, but it's a future date at some point. Chris at InstantCrossStitch just recently talked about his storage, changing his storage option, and he showed this double-sided case, and he bought these bobbins, the bobbins that were printed by the. He has the link in his video, but I mean, and he did say that they're somewhat expensive, which so it'll be a future plan. But I would like to get the set of those at some point.
Yeah, I think you're in a place where you're ready to kind of upgrade your storage.
My storage is kind of getting compact pretty tightly, so I'm about ready to upgrade. I think that'll be the direction I go at some point. It'll be a bigger purchase. So,
but you really love. I mean, using bobbins works so well for you.
Well for me.
So I think it'll be a good investment.
I think it'll be a worthwhile investment over the long haul because if you're curious about what I'm going to talk about that he showed, go ahead and check out his last video because that's where he has links below. It talks about it. But that'll be one of my future plans at some point. As far as the next month's plans, I mean, they're pretty. I think they'll be starting some of the spring ideas that I had. Because,
okay.
I'll still be doing my 2 sals. Or I guess my other sal was the dragon one. That won't take too long.
Yeah.
But I will be starting. I have this book of mini masterpiece artwork. I'm going to do a few of those out of there, and then I have a spring oak by Mill Hill. Those are the 2 spring ones I had planned on that I think I'm going to try to keep actually do. And I still have all my other projects here, so I got to finish some stuff.
Well, you don't have to.
I know, but
there's no rule.
There's not a rule, but I don't really want to. I don't want more than 5.
I can understand that.
I want to try to keep my whips down.
You. Yeah.
Having too many whips at one time, it would just not be good for me. So that's really all for my plans.
Yeah, I've got big plans. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing my birthday start, which is In the Forest Group by Rosewood Manor. I've got the fabric. I've got the floss. I'm ready to roll. I'm excited. I don't have plans for rules for when I'm going to stitch or how I'm going to stitch, but yeah, ready for that. Also, I would like to make a return to and hopefully finish Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. This was my birthday start last year. All I have left is the bottom part. And I'll need to figure out what I'm going to put over one. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do my birthday or our wedding. And then the pattern calls for satin stitches up here and down here. And I had held off on doing these because I wasn't sure if I was going to do it. And I think I'm not. So I'm going to go and do just X's in that same design up there. But that's the plan for this month. Hopefully that'll be a finish.
I'm sure it will be.
Also, I'm thinking about doing an Easter start. With The Rabbit and the Rose by Brenda Gervais. I have all the threads and I have a couple different neutral options I could use. So sometime I think Easter weekend I'll start this. Get that going. And then Stephanie at Rolinets has fully convinced me to do the Finery of Nature Dimensions kit. So I would like to get a page finished on my current Dimensions kit before I start that.
Makes sense.
Because these things are
big.
A little bit overwhelming. So the one that I currently have going is Cherry Blossom Creek. And I had started this on the first day of spring last year. And this is as far as I am.
It's looking good.
It's looking good. But I would like to try to get at least one page finished.
Yeah, there's a lot to them.
Yeah. I think Stephanie said that she's going to be pulling the Finery of Nature out later in the summer. So I have some time, but this has been calling to me lately. So I want to pull it out and work on it. Another option I may, if I have energy /time/ brain power, is to work on the next 2 sheep in the Little House Needlework series. I have Courage and Love left. So these may come out if I need something smaller. And I had already mentioned the 324 Works by ABC. I'll be starting that on March 24th. And the Garden Magic piece by Foxy Foss Shop is going to be my Motif a Week piece. And then I'm also going to continue working on the Gilmorisms Gilmore Girls, Stitch Along, I'm going to start filling in those centers.
That's exciting. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
At least because we'll get to start watching the show at some point then too. That's fun.
Maybe in the fall.
Maybe in the fall. It's more of a fall show. So.
Yeah. For me, I don't know. I like starting it in the fall.
Okay. All right. Is that all of your plans?
That's all of my plans. Who knows what will show up, what will happen, what will occur. Those are my plans.
Awesome. Do we have any sewing, or is that it?
I had 0 sewing. My sewing machine is still under its cover.
Yeah, it's sad, but it'll get to it at some point.
I do. I had a quilt that I had started last year that I think I might return to this month if I feel like it. It's got a lot of really springy colors, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I have the blocks kind of cut out, so I just need to put them together. I think I had started putting them together and things were going wonky, so I needed to figure it out. But at the time, I didn't have the energy for that, so I'll return to that.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Sometime this spring. Maybe this month, maybe in April.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. I guess at that point, we're going to be moving on to our board game. So if you're just here for the stitching, thank you for joining us. And we're grateful to have you as a part of our community. Hope you enjoyed our discussion, talking about our projects.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you in probably another month if you're leaving us.
Yeah, we'll be back sometime at the beginning of April.
Yep, beginning of April. And
until then, we hope that you are well, that you get to spend time doing the things you love with the people that you love.
Yeah, and we look forward to seeing you again with us soon.
Yeah.
If you're staying with us, just bear with us a moment while we transition to our board games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome back. We have transitioned to our board games.
We had a drink.
And we got the boxes.
We got the boxes.
I mean, I guess say maybe a brief word about one of the February things we talked about was our Gen Con planning. But
oh yeah, we did. We got our hotel.
Got our hotel. And
thankfully, we had a good time slot for that.
Yeah, we had the badges and the hotel
and parking.
So
we're set.
So if you're not familiar with Gen Con, if you're new here and you're not familiar with it, Gen Con is one of the biggest gaming convention in North America. Mm-hmm. It's been going for 60
since the 80s?
Since the 80s. 70s, I think.
I don't remember.
I think it started in the 70s, but
this will be our third year.
It's going a very long time. We've only been going 3 years, but we absolutely love it. It is a little more expensive for mostly the housing is the expensive part. Mm-hmm. But if you love gaming like we do, then it might be something you consider in the future. So. Mm-hmm. So that being said, we can go ahead and talk about the games we played.
So usually we talk about the games that we played three or more times because I decided that I'm going to start inserting a picture of all the games that we've played over the month because there are some games that I think we probably won't talk about, but they're games that we enjoy playing.
Yeah, and some of them we've talked about in past videos. So if you're curious about some of them, we can mention that.
Hold on, I'm going to pull up that picture so I can just mention what they are briefly.
Yeah.
As we had mentioned earlier, we had a game day with our friends.
Yeah.
And the games that we played, so last time we had a game day right before our video. So some of the pictures that you're seeing are games that we played that time because that was also in February. So the games that we played that day were Trolls and Princesses, Flamecraft, Three Dragon Ante, and Wormspan. And then the other game day that we had with our friends, we played Castles of Mad King Ludwig, Mysterium, Yahtzee, Pitch Storm, 2 games of The Loop, and Dark Deeds.
Yeah.
With my dad, we played Meadow. And then the games that Michael and I played by ourselves, we played Twice as Clever, That's Pretty Clever, Trailblazers, Mythwind, Spirit Island.
Yeah.
And Wormspan. Yeah.
So
I just thought I would start inserting that in our videos so that you could kind of get a more full picture of all of the games that we're playing.
And some of those we did talk about in the past. So
yeah, some of those we've talked about in the past.
Which I guess we can make a note of if we want to or not.
Yeah.
At least on the previous
Trailblazers
video.
We've mentioned in a previous video. We actually played that one 3 times, but decided not to talk about it in this video because we just talked about it. We had just talked about it. It was a game we got for Christmas.
So without further ado, I guess we'll talk about the ones we are going to actually talk about this time.
Yeah, so the first one was one that we had mentioned last time because I had just received it as a gift.
I think we'd only played it once at that point.
We had played it at the game day with our friends.
And so we decided to play it more, obviously.
We played it like 5 times.
So this is what the box looks like.
It's Wormspan.
It's very similar in some ways to Wingspan, but also different.
It has a very similar feel to Wingspan and the gameplay of Wingspan, but it has very different mechanics.
It has very different mechanics because, I mean, you're still collecting dragons in a similar way, but you have like a little explorer, you have caves you have to excavate in order to play the dragons. And I think there's some differences.
There's an extra track. That you move around. It's very similar in that you're playing cards that are improving what you can do on your turns, but in a very different way.
Yeah. There's a difference in the goals. Like I don't think there's any personal goals. No, there was no personal goals.
No, there's no personal goals.
There's no personal goals. It's just the track. The track has your goals. And I'm trying to think of some of the other differences.
We've had a lot of fun playing it.
It's been a lot of fun
because we love Wingspan so much, and it's in that same kind of. It has that same kind of feel to it, but it's very different, which is fun and exciting.
Yeah, because I think your explorer is one of the bigger differences.
Yes,
because he can go exploring through the caverns.
Yeah,
and as you further excavate them, he'll go further and further once you get dragons down. And so, part of your goal in the game is filling that out. Because at the end of each of the tracks, if you finish that cavern, he'll go to the end and get a special bonus that he can do, which gives you a lot of points. So that's part of the interplay is that guy interacting with the actual dragon parts of it. So. Which I really like. I think that they did a really nice job.
I think we both really like it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So if you like Wingspan, definitely worth investing in. I think.
Or checking out.
It plays a lot. It plays similar but different. So it's not like it's the same game with just different themes.
No.
Probably the same age range as the other one. Though,
yeah,
Wingspan. It's not for super young children.
No, but it's fun.
But it's a lot of fun. So definitely plays about the same amount of time too. So
yeah, it does.
That was one of the ones we played.
The next one we played was one that Michael had backed last year.
I had backed last year and it finally came through.
Yeah.
I was waiting for a while.
It arrived.
This one is called Mythwind. This is the super huge. I got all the expansions and
all the
add-ons because it looked like a lot of fun. And I will say this one turned out to be more what I expected the Stardew Valley game that you got me to be like.
Yes, we have the Stardew Valley board game because Michael loves Stardew Valley so much.
It's one of my favorite.
But the game is so frustrating and hard.
The board game for Stardew Valley, I think the mistake they made was they focused so much on the pressure feel of, which is a minor component in the video game.
Of completing the community goals.
Completing the community goals. And there's such a compressed time frame in the board game that you just don't end up enjoying the experience.
No.
And that's not really what Stardew Valley is about. I think they misconstrued what was fun about it.
The artwork is awesome.
So we don't...
And a lot of the things are like cute and on point.
They're cute and on point, but the elements are there.
The feel of the game is just stressful.
It doesn't feel like Stardew Valley, the video game.
But this game
is what
feels like Stardew Valley.
It's what I expected Stardew Valley, the board game, to feel like. It's a cozy game, which is really all about enjoying the experience.
And
there's no goals.
There's no winning.
There's seasons and there's goals each season, but there's really no winning. You're really enjoying building up your character, building up your community.
Yeah, it's a game of.
And it's about the story.
Yeah.
It's really a lot of it's about the story and seeing yourself grow and your village grow over time.
Yeah.
And
in this game you are people working together to build this community. In this magical place that you found. Yeah. With all of these magical beings that you're discovering and gaining friendships with. Yeah.
It's really just it's all about that. And there's four classes come with the base game. There's a fifth option with the expansion if you get that. And they all play very differently. Like
we ended up playing what I wrote down as being 8 games because it kind of says you can save at the end of each season. So we were counting the end of a season then. That's one game. Each season is a game. So we played sort of 2 full years of the game. And we each played the same character throughout those 2 years.
Because it does have a mechanism in there at the end of each season. You can decide to save that character and change to a different character.
But we felt like since we were kind of learning the rules and we wanted to really experience the characters fully that we would give it.
Yeah, we would give them 8 games. I might give them. I don't know if I'm going to give them one more year, and then I might change to a different character.
I'm ready to change.
Are you?
Yeah. I want to see what else there is.
Yeah, because there's also I played as a farmer,
and I was the crafter,
and she was the crafter. But there's also a explorer,
And a merchant?
And a merchant and an innkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 other ones we could play as. Mm-hmm. So we'll probably change those out. So the basics of the gameplay is you have workers. Basically, essentially, it's like a worker placement.
Yeah, you have one worker who you're putting out on the board to do an action in town.
So that's you. You're going out into town to do something. Mm-hmm. And when you go, whatever you choose, it aligns with either the villagers or the sprites, and that determines which actions are available to you on your own personal board. Mm-hmm. Because
after you finish that action, then you take your own personal actions.
You take your personal actions, mm-hmm. and so that choice will affect which ones you are available to you, and then you also have sprite dice mm-hmm. that work human dice that work with your actions mm-hmm. as well.
That help you out.
And so really it's about choosing which actions you want to pursue. Like as the mm-hmm. farmer, do I want to plant or do I want to try to harvest something? Do I need money? Mm-hmm. Do I need money to build something with? Do we need food for the town so that we can build something? Because mm-hmm. there's town buildings, you have to have certain requirements to build. Mm-hmm. And then there's a tree for the buildings as well. So as you build stuff, it'll unlock the possibility to build new mm-hmm. buildings in the town. So that's really the flow of the game is you'll choose a village action, then you'll choose your personal actions. Mm-hmm. But at the start of each round, there's a weather event that happens, and the farmer is obviously affected by the weather every time. So there's events and explorations you can do. Mm-hmm. Events will happen every time.
For everyone. And then
the explorations you choose as your character action to go to there, and then you'll choose from the adventures that are there, mm-hmm. and you'll make a choice that affects what happens in the village, mm-hmm. Story wise, which mm-hmm. is kind of fun.
Yeah.
I think that's the main basics of it.
Yeah, it's a great cozy.
It's a great cozy game. I mean, I know, the fact that there's no winning point. Some people might
yes.
be.
It took me a couple games to get my head wrapped around that, but once I did, then I was enjoying it more.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. It's what I can say. It's what I expected the Stardew Valley board game to feel like, and that's mm-hmm. what the Stardew Valley video game actually does feel kind of like. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it plays different, but it has the same feel, which is what I was looking for.
It has. I'm just looking at it. It has the ages of 14 and up. We haven't encountered anything.
No.
Violent or.
No, I mean
at all. I don't know if it's just the attention.
It might be the attention and concepts.
Yeah.
Understand the deeper concepts.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit. But it could possibly do a little tiny bit younger depending on your development of your kids and that. But it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Definitely highly recommended. Mm-hmm. So there's that one. Oh, and then dropping the box. This one is Spirit Island.
Spirit Island. We've returned to Spirit Island.
This is one of my all-time favorite games.
This is the only game in our collection that survived the fire because it was with us.
It was. We had this with us when the fire occurred in our house.
I personally got a little burnt out on it because I played it so much that first year after the fire.
That's what we had.
Because it's what we had, and we love it.
We do love it.
It's a game that we love.
Yeah, We've
probably played this. I only started keeping track of our gameplays 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
But I would say that we've probably played this as much as we've played Wingspan.
Probably. Overall, probably so.
If not more.
Counting those times. Because we played a lot of it, especially after the fire. But
after the fire. Because it is awesome.
It's
cooperative. It's a very thinky, deep strategy game.
It's a very deeply think strategy game. And especially if you have all the expansions, there's such a myriad of different spirits to play, and they all play very differently.
So it's a cooperative game where you are playing as the spirits
of this island,
of an island, of the native people of an island. The native people of the island, and there are
basically colonists
coming
to take over the island.
They're building towns. They're building cities.
They're destroying the nature.
Invading. They're destroying
polluting
the land.
and corrupting the land.
So you're working as a spirit to get rid of these people.
Yes. So from that
to scare them, to drive them off, to murder them.
So whatever.
To empower the native people to reclaim their land.
Yes. So
we love that theme.
We do love the theme. I don't know why it's so satisfying, but it is. So
each person has a very different spirit
with their own unique powers.
Yes.
And so
we have.
How
many spirits do we have now?
36.
Yeah, 36. And each one is completely unique.
Yeah. And
so kind of the flow of the game is you as a spirit kind of enhance yourself you kind of prepare yourself for the round.
Yeah,
and then there's a fast phase where you do your fast abilities.
First, you do your growth.
Yeah, that was what I...
Okay.
You enhance yourself.
You enhance yourself. You enhance yourself. So, I mean, the basic idea is you'll have... There's a board island. And so what... In enhancing yourself, you're growing and taking your things off of your board and putting your presence into the island.
But you're also getting energy. You're getting new cards and you're...
Because if you...
It depends on the spirit that you're playing as to how you're kind of growing in that phase.
But all of your powers revolve around those presences. That's why I was kind of... Because they do. Yeah. I mean, so that's part of the strategy is figuring out where you want to put your presence when you're growing so that during your quick and your slow phases... you can do what you need to do to take care of the invaders.
Yeah. So after you've kind of prepared yourself, then you do the fast phase, and then the invaders have their turn.
Yes.
And so they're gonna
attack.
They're gonna attack. They're gonna grow. They're gonna
explore new places.
They're gonna get in your way.
And then you have slow stuff.
Then you have slow stuff that you kind of can do to respond.
And then after that, you at the end of a round, you start over with a new round.
Yeah, there are a lot of losing conditions if you run out of certain things, or if you take too long.
If you run out of corruption, because corruption, there's a little card that has corruption on it, and there's a healthy side of the island and an unhealthy side. Yeah,
there's a couple things if you run out that you lose.
And if all your presence of one player is gone from the island, you lose.
Yeah.
So there's multiple lose conditions, and there's really only a couple ways of winning.
Yeah.
There's a fear victory.
Basically, there's a victory condition that will change through the game as you get stronger.
Yeah. As you get stronger, it'll change because as you get more fear, you're unlocking fear cards that help you. But also, after different tiers of fear, your victory conditions get easier because they're becoming more afraid. Mm-hmm. So that's one way of winning. The other way is to simply wipe them all off the island. Mm-hmm. Or getting to the very bottom of the fear deck. Mm-hmm. So...
Now, the reason that I got burnt out on this is because it is a great solo game.
Yes.
It is. So I would just kind of set up the board, pick a spirit at random, and then play. And then I would just keep playing until I won.
Yeah, it played great.
The base game comes with also adversaries and scenarios, which can kind of...
They change the difficulty level and
make the game a little bit more complex. So I would add those. I would mix those in, which we would do together.
Yeah. Back
then when we played it more often.
We did. We haven't done that in a while, but we probably will at some point here.
Yeah.
Now that we're more back into this.
Now that we're back into it, yeah.
And there's also, especially I think the expansions added different aspects to the spirits that change some of their base powers.
Right.
So that makes them flexible, and you can have different experiences with the same spirit. Mm-hmm. And as far as learning the game, the base game does a really nice job of...
The rules are awful.
The rules are not good.
We recommend watching a video of someone describing it to you.
Yeah, I think that's probably
the way that the rules are set up doesn't make a lot of sense. It took a while for us to kind of figure it out.
I mean, they do have a little base card that's supposed to teach you how to use the powers, and it does the very, very basics, but it doesn't explain things as well. Mm-hmm. There is a Target exclusive version that's supposed to be a little bit simpler and easy to learn. Yes,
my brother has that one, and we played it a couple times, but it's 3 players only.
It's only a 3-player game, but it will introduce you to the concepts better than the base game.
It does,
because it's designed.
There are a few things that are a little bit more simplified.
It's designed to be a little bit simpler to ease you into the game. Mm-hmm. But she said it's only 3-player. But definitely, if you're interested in, definitely get the base one and then watch.
Yeah, if you're interested in a heavier strategy game.
Yeah. I would definitely recommend just get the base one to start if you like it.
Yes, we have the expansion. So one of them added some different things to the island.
It
added a new phase to the game.
And they had some more spirits.
It added some more spirits.
New adversaries and scenarios.
Yeah. The next expansion added a whole bunch of spirits.
Yes.
And then the most recent expansion added some more spirits with some new kind of abilities and ideas for the game.
Each of them adds a little bit of a new concept to the way things work too.
Yeah. So it's been cool.
So you start with the base one just to get to know the general flow of the game. Mm-hmm. But it's absolutely fun. Yeah, like she said, it plays great as a solo player. Mm-hmm. It expands. I think it plays up to 5 people with expansions.
Yeah, I think we've played with 5 one time.
Yeah, we don't always have.
It kind of takes a longer time the more people you have, just because there's more decisions to be made.
Yeah. I mean, you do things simultaneously,
Mm-hmm.
but there's still decisions to be made about things. And so, and you can't talk to each other. They don't forbid you from talking and planning because it is cooperative.
Yeah, there's a lot of collaboration that needs to happen.
So you'll talk about, okay, well, I need help because I'm struggling, or
right, because while each spirit has its strengths, they also have weaknesses.
Yeah, they all have strengths and weaknesses, and they have different playing styles. And some do really good with damage, and other ones don't do good damage, but they do good with fear or do good with moving people around. So you really have to talk to each other based on what the spirits are, how you can work together really well. So it really teaches concepts about cooperation and working together, because you have different. That's one of the things I really love about the game. So definitely highly recommend it. One of our favorites, and it was one of the ones that survived the fire, which also makes it sentimental as well.
Yeah, but we've had fun getting back into this the last 2 weeks.
I think she's finally no longer burnt out as much as she was.
Yeah, I don't feel the fatigue of it.
So I think that's all of our board games we played that we're planning on talking about this month. But I'm sure we'll have some new ones to talk about over the next month.
Yeah, we already have a game day on our calendar.
Yeah,
and
we have a game day.
There'll be more games to come.
Yep. So we hope you enjoyed hearing about these games that we love. And if you have some games that you want to recommend to us, please post them in the comments.
Yeah, we had some great comments on our last video. Some games that people talked about were Catan, which we played a couple times. I used to play it a whole bunch with my dad and brother. Dominion.
Dominion, yes. We used to play a lot of.
We used to play a ton of with my dad and my brother and my sister-in-law. Ghost Ship.
And Ghost Ship. Yes, the Ghost Ship.
That's all I'm going to say about Dominion. But it's a great game.
What ones did we mention?
Someone had mentioned that their family recently got I Love Cats, which we love. We haven't played it in a while.
We haven't played that in a while. But we
need to pull it out.
She got the big box.
I'm going to pull it out this month.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, I'm sure. We always play multiple games of that.
And Forbidden... It's whatever the newest Forbidden game is. We played Forbidden Island.
Forbidden Island and Forbidden Desert are both really good.
We like both of those.
There is a Forbidden
Sky was awful.
Sky was not good.
Don't do that. But there's a new one that came out, and that's the one that the person had mentioned, which we haven't played.
So we'll have to try that at some point.
Yeah, maybe a Gen Con.
Yeah, definitely. Gen Con has this Hot Rooms game, and that's probably going to be in there, obviously. Yeah. So it lets you try out all kinds of different games for whatever time.
Yeah, so it was fun hearing those comments and thinking about games that we played.
We played.
That are special to us.
So, yeah, if you have more comments, please send them our way. We are always looking for new games to play. Yeah. So I think that is it for us.
That's it for today.
So thank you for joining us. If you're new, we hope you come back to it and enjoyed your experience. Please like and subscribe and all the wonderful things we do. And if you're returning, we're glad you were here with us and enjoyed hopefully hearing about board games this time.
Yeah.
And we will see you in about a month.
Yep.
Yep. So hope you're have good stitches and good times over the next month with family and friends. And we will see you soon.
Yep. We love you.
Love you.
Bye. Bye.